just lengthening it. So yeah, I'm still the street professor. I've been playing music. I guess I am today. Yeah, I'm gonna talk what happened in Victoria, less the personal stuff. So I'm on the ferry, and this is, I don't know which queen this is. It's BC Ferry's fleet, which WAC Bennett bought, and this is windy. So I'll step here and step out so you can see the San Juans behind me. Islands that should have been British Columbia. Whoops. Sorry, folks. Islands that should have been British Columbia. There we go. All of that should have been British Columbia, and there was a confrontation about it. Anyways, if I turn it this way, in the lights in the background, can you see them? We're approaching Tsawwassen. I'd say we're about half an hour out, maybe. It's windy and cold, so I'll step back in out of the wind a bit, and I'm not wearing enough sweaters. So, things to report. Just heard that CFAX reported this morning that because of the postal strikes and so on, there's still a lot of controversy. But it sounds like they're covering the problem of people not getting ballots, so I'm going to call them. As so far, the only thing I heard today that was really interesting, and one of the only people that's actually called me, was the Human Rights Council of BC, who explained to me something that's very curious, I don't understand. Maybe one of the legal scholars out there can explain to me how such a thing could be. That the Human Rights Code of British Columbia is not the same thing, i.e. not incompatible with the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And I think it's not the Charter, I think it's the Constitution that says every citizen has a right to vote. Perhaps I'm not right about that. It's not like the US Constitution where everybody knows it by heart. It was written by lawyers, which Icelanders did not allow. Icelanders in their new constitution did not allow lawyers, bankers, or politicians to take part in the writing of the constitution. Never mind the management of the referendum. So anyways, I just talked to two fine young fellows. I was alerted to something I've been misreporting. I've been saying in 1930. Well, apparently BC is 18 now. I confused the federal age with the provincial. So I have an 18-year-old buddy. I just put the word out to him. Hey, go to BC Services vote. Saying here just now. This vote affects the young more than anyone else, right? So hear me. I'm an old 60s guy. You know, there's all kinds of things obvious to us old people here, and my Yugoslav and other Eastern European and Mexican and other friends from other countries. You know, they don't like seeing what they see here, which is an exclusionary voting process. And I challenge the people who are telling me, oh, well, they could always go to the EU control and get on the voters list. Where did the voters list come from? You just had to be a citizen in the old days, that's all you needed. The voting list is something they imported from Dixie, from that other country, you know, the one with all the human time bombs going on. The country with PTSD. Well, not that a lot of our boys don't have it too, right? You know, and I know the thuggery culture will call it. I'm a composer and a poet, okay? And I don't like being a historian. I'd rather just play music and dance and sing and go see the world and learn what I want. Right, but I've had to do other things, and I've acquired knowledge. And in history, I was taught to come back into by B.C. Mary, the very noble and brave B.C. Mary dying of cancer, who wanted the B.C. Rail to be returned to the public of British Columbia from whom it had been stolen by political payola on the grand scale that's unimaginable if you knew the full tale, which I know much of, and we still don't know the full details. And Horgan was asked about this right after the election. We hear, I hear a lot of people at the BC Rail scandal. Well, Mr. Horgan, where's all that gone? What have you done with that, core question? Where's the new passenger rail to Lillooet and Quesnel, the 100 mile, and not just Prince George? Why don't we put it to Fort St. James? So, you know, if you build it, people will use it. You know, you ever seen Field of Dreams? It's that simple. You took it away from towns that were built by the railway. It's sickening. And not you, but you know, what happened to it and how Rocky Mountaineer got exclusive license. That wrong against the communities of British Columbia needs to be changed. But my Yugoslav friends are right. I'm just an old crazy man who plays music and knows history, you know, and I don't even want to know the history. I just enjoy the beauty of my wonderful province and this part of the world. And see other beautiful places. This is not the best place in the world. It certainly is one of the nicest, but there are better. And the people here, and Victoria was really disappointing. I thought I wanted to move over there. But the capital is built by FPTP politics. Nobody wanted to hear what I said, except the young, and the people like middle-aged from Mexico or Romania. They heard it, they said, oh yeah, and my Yugoslav friends, they think this is turning into Yugoslavia. All right, now that sounds crazy, I know. But this world is crazy. and that country next door, and they're finagling here and what they want from us and from the Liberal Party that they bought. You got to question what that might be, and you got to start looking at who pays for what. You know that story about follow the money? Yeah, you really got it. Really, I don't like where the money goes, right? I don't like even talking about people on that, who it is, right? But, you know, these are big banks and foreign real estate companies here, people who sue and mention their name. This is, I know editors have been beaten and lawyers have been beaten for speaking the truth, right? So this is like Mexico. I came back from there in '86, and then, you know, when Harper was in, it was the same thing. I just come back out of Mexico during the Apple uprising in Oaxaca, and the thing in the Mexican Senate, you know, there was a fisticuffs, you know, and Harper's joke, like a Hispanic joke, you know, forgive me for saying it, but a spit joke, you know. Oh yeah, well it's good to see a vibrant democracy, these two guys duking it out. You know, the one guy trying to rightfully have the chair, and the other guy using thugs to repel him. And Harper just made a joke of it, because he's a thug. And this country is hockey. Why is hockey? And why are they're gonna defame me, I know that. That's fine. But I'm a composer and a poet. I was made to do it. And to treat it, and the things I do, are not my Yugoslav friend too. Who I am is not valued here. It's valued in other countries, so I'm trying to leave it in, you know. Once I'm healed, you know, and have the means to not have to be on disability. Being on disability is like prison. For 7 years living in a place. But it's not enough money to live on, and all those poor guys are on the street. So, you know, we got a house our own, and it's not about the immigrants being the problem. It's about the rich people being the problem. One guy in Victoria yelled at me, "Who's going to pay for it?" when I said free education. I said, "Well, you don't have to spend 11.5 billion on a dam, and it's going to be 20 billion by the time it's done. On a dam that nobody wants to supply LNG for." "Yeah, but you got to pay for taxes somehow." They don't fucking pay taxes. They demand government subsidy. LNG, us going into debt to build dams and pipelines. Industry is robbing you, using our politicians. You know, they're all industry hacks. They're lobbyists for industry on the grand scale. And I call each and every first minister in this country a bagman in chief. And I see it each and every province. So Canadians, if you don't wake up, that's fine. But I like my music. I don't want to have to talk politics. But as I said to my new friend, he was actually only 17, but he woke up. I said, you learn everything you can about the future and what's going on in the past, because you need to know. So I'm going to shut up. I had a good time on the island. I'm back on my musical path, and I'm going to make 1 or 2 more calls. I'm talking to people still, obviously, I just did now. But I'm confident about what I know I need to do. I play some music. That's who I am. And I'm hoping that I've lit enough fires in enough hearts to understand that you guys got to be the revolution. I'm an old man. And you know, a lot of us remember and will help you. Anyway, this is the beautiful Gulf of Georgia. And you should be all honest. And you see to the north is the smog, but that was the south that showed you. And behind me there is, you see the smog. Yeah, it's kind of cloudy along the sea there. So anyways, and then I'll show you a little bit of history here. So you can go read it. Nasty ocean sometimes. It's usually pretty placid, the Pacific Ocean, the calm ocean, right? That's Point Robertson. The ferry terminal is actually just a little inside the 49th parallel. But because it's what it is, it's not an issue. But the boundary, I'm inside the United States right now. Alright? This last bit of the trip on the Tawas Schwartz Bay ferry run, I don't know how many, it's maybe half a mile. I'll have to look on the map. I'll check and post in the description. I'm in the United States right now. The boundary goes over there before it goes down through Boundary Pass and down to Harrow Strait and out to the Strait of Juan de Fuca. So there's a whole story to the boundary. The 1846 boundary dispute and how it got like that, which led to the San Juan Islands dispute of 1859. That's a complicated one, but it involved the island immediately east to Victoria. It's a complicated one. It's going to have its own episode. But that was at that time. So look at the San Juan's dispute, and I call it the Gulf of Georgia. People call everything the Strait. But like offshore from Ladysmith and Swartz Bay, that's not the Strait of Georgia. This has other names, but the whole Gulf of Georgia is an older name. And this used to be, what did Vancouver call it when he met? It was either New Bremen or New Hanover or something like that. Not New Brunswick, of course. But one of the royal names of Germany for it, because the king was German. So anyways, here's the Tsawwassen Ferry Terminal. There, I'm blind. What am I doing? Let's do the tourist here. Yeah, you see those lights, that's it. And I'm gonna get downstairs. I probably got 20 minutes yet. And I just want to relax, play some music without recording. So anyway, I'm still gonna be the Skookum one, the street professor. And the street professor is gonna be more focused. Hopefully have some teeth. If somebody help me with that, that'd be awesome. And it's been funny having long hair, and you know, I'm a hippie from the 60s, right? And there are people, it's really white bread over there, conservative, and I have people shy from me and weird things, right? So I'm going to edit my Victoria videos, they're pretty rambling, I'm going to just take the best chunks out. I have a friend to help me do that now, maybe this weekend. And he's going to be fast at it. Maybe, I know what has to be done with what I'm doing now, both with the music and with this history stuff. I need to polish the history stuff. And I want to get, you know, like I said, Ryan Hadfield. There's a guy in Washington State from Eastern Washington, Central Washington, from Eastern Washington. His web channel is Huge Floods. Go check it out. It starts with the Missoula floods, but lately he did like the geography of urban Seattle, like the actual geography. It's very complicated. And about the faults in the city. So I was saying, buddy, come on up here, I'll show you around, man. So between Ryan Hadfield coming here and maybe Nick, his name is, Huge Floods. And I don't know, it's nomadic professor. If you wind up watching this, right? Come on, buddy. Or I'll just let me give you a bibliography of things to read about and do videos on. I want to do this full time. I just got like a wary look from somebody. If this was the United States, somebody would be smiling and coming by, you know. Here they look at you, who are you, what are you doing? It's so weird. It's not even because of the way I look, it's just I'm not doing anything normal. I'm not being a normal consumer and not being obedient. So anyways, Blair Longley, my buddy. Blair I knew up at SFU, founder of the Green Party and the Marijuana Party. His resume at the 1984 Green Party Conference, 1983 Green Party Conference, I wish I still had a resume. Blair, I hope you're out there. Hope you're doing good, all right? And the other people that I've known, David Hughes, get a hold of me, all right? Whoever else wants to, all right, okay, get a hold of me. I got to turn this off. Skookum 1, the street professor, Big Skookum, Mike Clevin. I'm signing off. It's cold. I want to warm up before they got to wheelchair me off this side. So I'm going home and I have a hot bath. I'm sore. I'm going to apply for my scooter and some other things. I have things that every time I do voyages, I understand and I know what else I have to do and who else I have to contact. So I may not be doing this from here for very long if I'm fortunate. Look, okay, that things are good. But look, young people, all of you, all the young people, all the new people, take care of the old people, people on the street, those old guys, they need your help, okay, whatever they are. Don't treat them like shit, they're people. All right, they are broken, but what broke them? The people in the towers. That's what broke them, all right? So you guys have a good night, and please be the revolution. I don't have enough energy to do it full time, I just want to play music. You know, and don't call it the new 60s, make up your own name, but this is the time, people. You know, if you don't rise now, the young generations, and take control of your future, it will be robbed from you worse than it ever has been before. And dangerous things are coming, and you need to be in charge. Learn what you can. Feed your head, like the song says. Read books. Watch things. Travel. Don't stay just where you are, but especially learn how to take care of the earth and your friends, the elderly, and watch out for the kids. Teach the kids what they need to know, which including all your past. If you don't know your past, it will be repeated on you. Get that, okay? Not everybody will. Only some people will hear that, but the ones who do just hear that. Very important. If you don't know your history, it can be repeated on you, and it will be. Okay, good night from... I'm still in the United States, actually. I'm still in the waters of the United States. This is neat. There we go. Behind me is the Roberts Bank coal port. Where is it there? It's in the window somewhere. I can't get it. It's too bad. Somewhere behind me is the Roberts Bank coal port. That's a whole story. I'll do a whole episode on that. And on the rail line to it, which is part of the BC Rail scandal, That's BC Rail scandal is going to be a hard one to do. I need lots of documents and papers and comments and things people said, so it's going to take a while to stitch it. The real good history videos, it's going to take a while to stitch together. I'm referring to things that I invite all of you to investigate, but I'm going to tell details that I kind of integrate. I know they're all out there, so I know where to find them. Everybody have a good night. I'm cold. I'm going down in my wheelchair, and I'm going home. And happy November 30th. I don't know what it's called on the calendar, but the Yule season begins, the midwinter season begins. And yeah, I played the Huron Carol today. I'll post it. It's nice. You'll like it. Anyways, have a good night. Bye.